Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Today we're reading from the book of Exodus, chapter 24. And let's focus on verses 12 through 14. The Lord said to Moses, "Come up to me on the mountain and stay there, so that I may give you the stone tablets with the law and the commands that I have written for their instruction." So Moses arose with his assistant Joshua and went up to the mountain of God. And he told the elders, "Wait here for us until we return to you. Aaron and Hur are with you. Whoever has a dispute should go to them." Exodus 24, verses 12 through 14. You know, organizations of every size have to face the issue of succession. Okay? All corporations and nations and ministries built around a charismatic leader have to eventually cope with that leader's absence. And the challenge of patriarchal success is not just building something that's big. Really, success is measured in building something that would flourish in your absence. And in a documentary on Cuban leader Fidel Castro, analysts were speculating, this is years ago, as to the ability of Fidel Castro's brother to run the country once Fidel had passed away. And many evangelicals were suspicious when Franklin Graham rose to a more prominent role in his father Billy's evangelical association. And sometimes this successor is easily recognized, but other times God's choice would be man's least likely candidate. You know, Joseph was the youngest brother, and yet his father put him in charge of his elder brothers. And what about the story of David? The young worship-leading shepherd boy was anointed king above all of the military business and the political leaders of Israel. So consider Peter. Why would the Messiah toss the keys to his church to the disciple who would deny him 3 times? Well, one thing is certain. God knows a leader when he calls one. And oftentimes, he knows the leader every time, he knows the leader even before the leader realizes it. Aaron was Moses' spokesman and actually his older brother. And he was a direct participant in all of the Egyptian miracles. And it seems like Aaron should have been the perfect candidate to succeed Moses. At least he would have accompanied Moses to receive God's tablets. But it wasn't Aaron, it was Joshua. He's the one who attended that historic event with Moses. And later we learn why, because neither Aaron or Hur or any of the elders were fit to lead Israel. And that was proven with their construction and their worship of the golden calf. So when God calls a leader, we may never know what he spared us from. And when we choose a leader apart from God's leading, well, we may never know what God's intended blessing would have been because we cut it short by using human reasoning instead of seeking the Lord's will. Joshua led Israel into the promised land. And perhaps Joshua's name held some secrets as to God's plan for his future. You see, Joshua means in Hebrew, God saves. It's actually the same root of the name Yeshua, which was given to a young boy from Nazareth, whom we call Jesus. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Check us out at groundworksministries.com.